Listen, there are two critical areas in the finance system here in Canada that if you want to make sure that you live a peaceful and happy financial life, you have to be intentional about learning how it works. These two areas, taxes and the credit system, the two of them, you must not miss it. Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. I share content on financial literacy, entrepreneurship and lifestyle. Please feel free to stay around and check out my other videos. Today I'm going to be talking about a very important topic that people tend to avoid. And I find that this topic is not only relevant to newcomers or new immigrants, even some of the Canadian born, they struggle with this money mistakes, and it's very important for someone to call it out. And it doesn't only apply to people living in Canada. If you're living in the UK, you're living in the US, and you are new to those places, it's very important for you to avoid these common immigrant money mistakes. And you can let me know if you would like to see a part 2, and we can go even deeper into some of the mistakes that I find. The first mistake, very common, is not using credit cards wisely. I find that sometimes you find the people that don't use credit cards at all, and you also find the people that use credit cards but they overuse it. So it's like you're begging someone, please use your credit card, please use your credit card, and they are the other set of people that you're begging them, please don't overuse your credit card, please don't overuse your credit card. It's almost like, can I breathe? And I understand the mindset and the struggle that some people have with credit cards. They don't understand how it works. But it's very important for you to use your credit card, but use it wisely. And what does using your credit card wisely means? Try to not overutilize it. Overutilization is 30% of your credit card limit. So if your credit card limit is $1,000, then you should not be spending more than $300 at a time. If there's any reason where you need to purchase something, maybe a new gadget, and it costs $700, you can still pay with your credit card, but make sure you put that money back immediately before the credit card statement date. Otherwise, when they send it to credit bureau, you start to find that your credit score will start dropping because you have overutilized your credit card limit. Try to always make sure that you are carrying a low balance, you are not overutilizing it, and you are even using it as well, because some people will say, okay, I'll just rather not use it just to stay away from trouble. No, if you don't use your credit card, this brings me to the second mistake that people have, which is not building a credit history. Sometimes people get this credit card and they're like, okay, no, I don't want to use my credit card, I'm just going to keep it there. If you keep your credit card without using it, you're not going to be building a credit record, you're not going to be building a credit history. And it's very important for you to have a credit history in Canada, because if you want to get loan, they need to check your credit history. You want to buy a car, they need to check your credit history. Some jobs even check your credit history. Some landlord needs your credit report. So all of these things, if you don't use your credit card, then you will not build a credit history, you will not have a credit report. And it's very important for you to use your credit card. Another benefit to using your credit card and building a healthy credit record is that you can get a lower interest rate. So let's say you are getting a loan from a bank or a line of credit, they can offer you better interest rates compared to someone that has a very bad credit score. So this is also one of the benefits. There are so many benefits, but those are some of the benefits that you need to look out for to make sure to encourage you to always utilize your credit card and make sure that you're keeping a healthy credit record. I find that some people or some immigrants even ask, should I even get a credit card, or what if I don't want to get a credit card? No, absolutely not. One of the first things you should do after you arrive in Canada, when you are opening your bank account, you should be getting a credit card alongside. Two reasons. Some banks or credit companies would not critically assess you at that point in time before deciding to give you a credit card. So for example, you're a student, they might decide to offer you a $1,000 credit limit, which is fine. But if you don't get a credit card as at that time that you're opening the bank account, when next you're not calling them that, oh, you want to open a credit card account, then they start to ask you, provide proof of employment, provide this, provide that, and you might not have it. So at the point of you creating a bank account, when you just come, the first steps you should do is to make sure that you are getting a credit card, okay? And don't open more than one credit card. Another thing, in fact, I think I need to have a separate video on credit cards, because there are so many mistakes that I see. I have different videos that talks about how to read your credit card statement, how to use your credit card, but I need to make a separate video about different kind of credit cards, because I see people making a lot of mistake on that. So let's go to the next point, which is not filing taxes on time. I see this mistake a lot. Some people, especially when they came, like let's say for example, you came December of 2023 and we're in 2024, but you decided to not file taxes for 2023. Listen, you are shortchanging yourself. Let me tell you, there are so many benefits that you would get from filing taxes in the year 2024. So if you're saying that, for example, you are not filing taxes for 2023 because you only spent a couple of months in the country, then the benefits that you're supposed to get for the government for the year 2024, you're not going to get it because your 2024 taxes is not due until 2025. Right? And if you don't file the taxes from 2023, then you will not be able to set up a direct deposit account with the government, that's the CRA. You will not be able to get benefit like HST, GST, climate action incentive. There are all these rebates that the government usually send out to people from time to time. If you have not filed taxes for the prior year, then you would not benefit from that, right? So even if you came and you didn't do any job, you can file zero taxes. It's called net zero balance. That means it's called zero rated taxes. That means you did not make money, but you're still filing your taxes. And if you had made money from your home country or wherever you're coming from, you can also choose to declare that, but make sure that you are filing your taxes, because that way you're creating a record with the CRA. And if there are any benefits, even childcare benefits, if you don't do all this tax filing, you're not going to get it. So please do not forget to file your taxes, even if you came at the later part of the year. Then secondly, if you miss filing your taxes on time and it turns out that you are owing taxes, my friend, you are going to be paying interest and sometimes penalty on that. When is the deadline for tax filing? It is usually April 30th of the following year. So tax filing for 2023 is due April 30th of 2024. And for 2024, it will be April 30th of 2025. Don't forget these dates. Add it to your calendar. Set reminder. Make sure that you are reminding yourself the due date for you to file your taxes as an individual. For self-employed and corporation, it's totally different. But for individual, you have to make sure that you file your taxes by April 30th. Now, even if you came at the end of the year, you can still file your taxes, okay? If you have any questions, please leave them below. I'm happy to answer all your questions. Next mistake I see is not taking budgeting seriously. My friend, you are in a new country. You can't be managing money anyhow. And I feel like when people think about budgets, they think about it's restrictive, it's controlling, it's limiting. They think about all these negative words on budgeting, but budgeting is not meant to be that way. You're meant to think of your budget. Let me explain this to you. Let me give you an analogy. So let's say you're going to a new destination. You've never been there. You don't know where it is. How do you get there? Most times you need a map or a GPS for you to get there. And with that GPS, you know how to get to where you're going. Now think about your budget that way. It's like your financial roadmap. It's guiding you to your destination, right? If you don't have a budget, you're not going to be able to see where your money is going to. What is it doing? Is it doing the right thing? So that you can properly channel the money to the right sources. Because you might just end up finding that you're spending more than 30% of your income on rent. You're spending more than 15% of your income on car. But if you don't have a budget, you just keep taking all this money out of your bank without even knowing where it's going to. And every time when you need to make the next payment, you start stressing, you start worrying about it. No. On this channel, we are all about financial literacy, and that is why I'm here to help you to get all the knowledge you need in order to manage your finances properly. Having a budget would help you stay on track to achieve your financial goals. If you don't know where to start with your budgeting, I do have a budget template that I'll leave in the description box. There is a free one, though it's something that you might have to print or use it as a PDF version. But I also do have a budget spreadsheet that is automated and would help you calculate your budget accordingly. So you can check out either of both. Just make sure you start budgeting today. Next is overspending. Okay, so I would say for some newcomers, they do not overspend because they're still here converting the exchange rate from their home country to their to Canada's exchange rate before they actually even spend or buy anything. That is normal. I did that when I came here, and over time you have to stop that behavior, otherwise you're not going to move forward here. But I also find that some people, once they get that credit card, or even especially students, when they move here, they start to live freely because they are no longer under the observation of their parents, their family. It's like a new environment, free life, and you get to do whatever you want. You also get a credit card. As in, who doesn't want to shop? Next thing you see them is they're at the mall, shopping, buying the latest clothes, the latest designer, just to show off on the internet, sometimes to pepper their friends back home, just to make them feel like, oh yes, I've arrived, I'm living the life. See, you don't necessarily need that. In this Canada, people are not looking at you. They don't even care what you are wearing. For the most part, it's just your friends that are even checking you out. Most time you pass, if you like, wear the best clothes, wear the best outfits, wear the best hair, people are not even noticing you. So you want to make sure that you're not overspending to impress people. Yes, dress good, look good, but try to make sure that you're staying and you're living within your means. Don't go ahead and start keeping up with the Joneses. No, it will not pay you in the long run. And when you come here, don't be all about living in bigger cities, expensive high-rise building, high-rise condo, buying the latest cars. No, you don't need that. Take things slowly. It's okay to stay in a basement. When I came here, I stayed in a basement for a while. It's okay to also have a roommate. When I came here, I had a roommate for a while. Now I am living in my own apartment, a nice condo. I live by myself. I have access to the gym, a pool. Very, very beautiful apartment. But that is when I only got this 4 or 5 years into being in Canada. You don't need to feel like you just came a couple of months ago or a year ago. You have to get to that point or you have to start doing that. No, take it slowly and don't feel like maybe when your income increases, you have to quickly match up with that lifestyle. That is lifestyle creep. It will get you in debt. Take your sweet time. Don't try to rush yourself. In Canada, nobody is chasing you. You're away from all the people that is looking at you. Is that back home they used to do that. Here, nobody cares. So take your sweet time, invest in yourself, invest in your finances, learn more about the tax system, the credit system, how things work here, seek financial literacy. Be very intentional about it because here, nobody will sit you down to explain these things to you. And ignorance is not an excuse for breaking the law. If you don't file your taxes, there's penalty, there's charges. At some point, things can become more complicated for you and would affect you when you're about to start applying for your citizenship. So you want to make sure that you are careful. Don't make those mistakes. Be very, very careful, okay? By avoiding all of these mistakes that I have mentioned, you are set to live a happy and peaceful financial life in Canada. If you enjoy watching this video, I think you would like watching this one where I talked about how to reduce your taxes in Canada, and this one where I shared how to read your credit card statement, because we both know you need to seek financial education. I wish you all the best. Thanks for watching. Bye.